Hello everybody and welcome to Higher Plane Games. My name is Simon and this is my F1 2017 career playthrough continued. We're off to, well, we're in Austria at the moment for the A1 Ring Grand Prix circuit. It will not be the Red Bull Ring. It's still the A1 circuit to me, or the Österreich Ring. No, it's not really the Österreich Ring. I suppose it's Red Bull Ring. Anyway, here we have our new rival, Mr. Esteban Ocon. Thanks, Emma Jenkins, for giving me someone who is blatantly in a much better car to sort out, just because I had some lucky performances earlier on in the year. It's all been a bit Lance Stroll-like for me this year.
Aye. Just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
Right. Beat Ocon, qualifying 12th. Well, I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive, but we'll give it a go. So, just a quick overview. In practice, I managed to get over 900 points in total, which meant that I bought a tyre wear improvement, because that's where I'm struggling. You can see that I'm really on the pace and punching above my weight in the first half of stints, and then I'm punching below it in the second half. And so I start to slide back down the field again. It's also making me look at having to go a step harder on tyre compounds. So even though that wasn't the recommended update, they wanted me to go for weight distribution. I've gone for tyre wear. And as you can see, Williams and Sauber have an update here. Not that you'd notice, because Lance Stroll has been 18th all the way through all the practice sessions. So clearly no one likes him. Let me just sort out my wonderful engine. Make sure that everything looks good. Yeah, we'll do that on the energy store. No, let's go for that. That's in 22, so that makes our power unit look lovely, I think. Yeah, it does. It does now. Gearbox is a worry. We're at 58% wear. I'm sitting there thinking, do I go for a change? Do I go for a change? Let's be brave and go no. I don't want a grid penalty. I think I might actually do quite well here, which is why I don't... I was like, do I go for the grid penalty and lose a good grid position or not? So let's be brave on a 58% gearbox. This could come back to haunt us horrifically, in which case it's just like every other episode. Hello, Chimpy.
Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon, where qualifying is
about to begin. So let's take a wee look at the old setup before we go into Q1, just so that if people were interested, they know what I have got. So I'm on a 6 and 3 ring. It's not very often that I have a 3 segment gap between my wings, but hey. Quite a high and aggressive on and off throttle here, which may cause me problems later on, but we'll soon find out. There's my suspension. Again, this is all about tyres to the road, so that because it's very squirty, this circuit, and keeping the grip whilst accelerating around a corner. That's kind of where I've gone for. Brake pressure and brake bias I've been flicking around with, but I've kind of put it back to where I started, just because I'm more used to it. And relatively low tyre pressures. Ballast is on a 6. So let's get out there and get a time on the
There's only a few
board.
cars out on track. We should consider getting out there.
What do you mean by squirty?
Hairpinny tight corners. You're always like point and squirt. So you line up a corner and then you just floor it. So there's no real gradient on the brake and throttle. You can, if you get the apex right, you can just go bam, as opposed to having to deal with it. And I find that gets you faster around this circuit if you do it right. I've also lost a front wing in practice against that poxy core. That pit lane entrance, much harder than it should be. Exit, sorry. Not the entrance. The entrance is fine. he says. Is Kvyat going to hold up Magnussen? Are we going to have a punch-up? Who else is going to have to suck his balls?
Don't spin on turn 2. Way too easy to do that.
I think. See, I've got used to turn 2, so I know if I'm going in hot, and I'll just run wide. It's this corner that causes my problem. I've got the car set up so that it's really on the nose. So sometimes, actually, when I press the accelerator, I spear off to the left. So I need to watch that. And it's a recurring theme for this my whole gaming life. But track limits on this circuit make me sad on the inside.
Final corner is the hardest.
I quite like the last 2 corners. So long as you've got a car that works with you, it runs nice and fluidly. But yeah, that's one way of doing it, where I run too wide, or I'm too aggressive on the throttle and ruin it another way. Oh, we're behind Magnussen.
Track limits are shocking. If you touch the curb, then you get a penalty.
Mm-hmm. Right you are, Chimpy, right you are. On turn 1, absolutely. In way too hot there.
P7 at the moment.
Ha. As I said, the second half of that lap was better, but only by 25 thousandths. That's okay. Right, let's box this lap.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
First driver yet.
No, not yet. We beat Hulkenberg at the last round in terms of rivalry, but they just gave me Ocon at the start of this session. So no new first driver yet. This isn't quite halfway in the season either, is it? So it's round 9. So I don't think they look at that until I think after Silverstone. I think we are relatively safe for now, so let's pop in pits. I feel like I could go way faster. I done a 109 in practice. But for where we need to be. That I do, laddie, that I do. And apologies if my internet conks out and we have to stop this halfway through. It's snowing still here, and one of my power
Austria is
lines.
such a boring circuit, and the tyre wear is awful.
I really like this circuit. It's got a lovely flow to it. It's a playground circuit for me. Right. I think we're going to be okay. Let's just speed it on through. This could be a bad decision, Smithy. But they've made Stroll really rubbish in quali now. So hopefully that will be the end of him. Yes. Hey, Vettel Raikkonen.
It's been snowing heavily here all afternoon, but won't settle because of the rain this morning. Hi dude.
Hi Rizia. Hope you're well. So, out of Stroll, Alonso, Verline, Ericsson, Van Dorn. Back of the grid. Hulkenberg only just scraping through. I tell you what, we've been looking really, really poor, actually. Even though we aren't necessarily that team in that ranking, but Hulkenberg has been really off the pace all the way through the practice sessions here. Right, let's go to setup and see. It's half a second. I don't think we can. No, go Ultras. Let's try and be aggressive and see if we can get through.
All complete. Mechanics, please stand clear. We're ready to go.
This will end up being one of those attempts where we're either really, really fast or we're in a wall somewhere. Not that there's many walls you can hit in Austria, but we will try. This wall you can hit. Oh, sorry, Hulk. Aww. Oh, you twat.
You knocked the front wing. The damage only looks minor, but you'll need to take it easy to avoid making the problem worse.
You wait for me to do that in the race. I will cry. Front wing count.
Front wing number 1.
I was going to say front wing number 1. Oh no. Never mind. We've got plenty of time though. Let's just plod it on back. Try and take nothing out these tyres if we can. Because I don't want to change said tyres.
Amazing driving.
You're welcome. This is the kind of amazingness that everyone tunes into this channel for. If you're new, Razio, which I think you might be, in general, this playthrough has revolved with me battling around in the points for most of a race, only to have something happen right at the very end that means I finish 11th. The exception to that was was it 4th I got in China? And a 4th in Canada as well, I think. And in general, there's carnage at the start, then I spend all the race basically catching back up again, only for there to be a safety car. I'm not channeling my inner Jolien. Don't swear in the chat. I'd say actually my season has been very Lance Stroll-like. It either is absolutely stonking or absolutely awful.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
I'm sure they...
Then cave 8.
Right, I know this will bugger up the actual times for people. Right, now let's go for it. I like the way how the automatic woman doesn't quite know how to say Kvyat. Oh, you spelt him wrong anyway. Good.
Track is quiet right now.
Try that.
Let's get out on track while it's clear. Checks
All right, Jeff.
complete.
Number 2.
We're ready.
Take 2. I've now made myself paranoid of that corner, so that means I'm going to be really slow coming out of the pits in the race. That's going to annoy me. Sorry, Ocon. Okoff.
Where are you from?
I'm from Essex in the UK, which is currently having a snowfest. I live not too far away from
There.
I didn't quite hear that, but I shall pick that up after the lap. Oh, Essex. Okay. Alright, come on. We got this.
The only way is Essex.
Oh, that show's awful. Not everyone is like that in Essex. I promise you. Oh, that was a terrible corner.
Is it filmed in Essex?
It is freezing. Ah, I knew that was going to happen. Shit. What a disaster.
Nice.
Right. But I live not too far away from Rye House karting track, which Lewis Hamilton and maybe
Number 3.
Jenson Button used to parade around. When I go into work, so I work near London or in London, I pass it on the train every day.
2 years later.
Yeah, right, all right.
Try number 1000000000000000000000000. And he on P1.
Okay, let's switch the tyres since we're already 6% down.
I live 2 miles away from Thruxton.
Ah! Excellent course, excellent course. Right, so we're going to have to really go for it and make sure that, well, we're going to have to just do a lap. What a disaster. I'm not normally this terrible, he says, lying truthfully. Okay. Let's do it!
Well,
You love it. If you came here to watch people win race, well, that if
man, why you want a driver better than you would love.
thank you. Okay.
He didn't last long.
No, they never normally do on this channel, I've noticed. Oh, ow, sorry. Next time when you're scratching your neck, don't then have a spasm and hit the microphone. Bad Smithy. Let's do this, let's do this. Feel good.
I remember how I found you. You were on my live
2 minutes remaining in the session. We need a good lap here, or we're out of
I
qualifying.
saw you subcant and thought he's gotta be.
Right, we've actually done a lap. Hey!
That's P8. You're up to P8.
Right. I don't know if that's going to get us through, but I'm not taking any more out of these tyres. That will be my lot. That's interesting to know actually where you found me, Chimsy. Thank you. I wonder if they're on I wonder if their lap that they're showing on at the moment is on super softs. Same for Hamilton. Go on, Mr. Bowles. It's interesting. A lot of my initial sub counts came from me playing rhythm games, which is why I still do it, but most of the subscribers that I get currently are from now from racing stuff. It's kind of the shift of the balance has really shifted, and retro things, which is why next year I'll be focusing a lot more on that. 8th! We made it! Way! I feel like all of that drama was justified now. Oh, Ricardo didn't! Ha! Oh dear. Naga Haas, Teamy didn't. Mr. Carlos Sainz didn't. Interesting. Okay. And a couple of people there on the super soft getting through.
Racing is becoming bigger as a genre.
I hope so. It's interesting. Like, I've been doing online racing and commentating and running, helping run leagues and running sim racing teams for over a decade. And it always, like, sim racing always seems to be on this whole, we're about to go big, we're about to go big. I don't think it ever will, but it's nice to see some more and more official sports running sim racing versions of it, even if some of them are a wee bit dodge. Right, I'm only going for one run on this, so I'm going to leave it a little bit because we used all of our tyres to get here. And I'll go in the middle.
Okay, remember that the way the car handles is all about weight
That's
transfer.
risky.
When you brake, the centre of mass moves forward. When you accelerate, it moves rearward. And when you turn, it is pushed to the outside of the car. More load on each tyre equals more grip. So make sure you're smooth with the controls to prevent the weight transfer from becoming too violent. All set.
Wow, Jeff! PhD moment. Session update.
Quick position rundown for you. The current top 5 are Raikkonen, Ocon, P3. You are currently in P3, Vettel and Perez.
Really? Thought more had gone out and done a time by now. Oh, Kvyat. I've been enjoying a troll that we've picked up on Twitter, myself and Definitely Zero, who I do the co-op stuff with, who has an entire Twitter profile and account, and life seems to be to get Kubica the Williams drive. So when he didn't really have the stats to back up what he said, he's now just retorted to just calling us knobs. I was like, I love the internet sometimes. Didn't feel good, that turn one. One gear too low. Too bad. Bit wide. Oh,
You just put in the
yes.
fastest lap. Good job. Fantastic. You've got pole.
Go again, go again. That corner was good. Oh, Hamilton. That was lucky.
Fuck Hamilton.
That was better. Come on. Right, let's do that final sector again the same, please. Oh, that's a bit wide, but I think we're okay. That's not too bad either. I think we've done it. 0.5 seconds faster. How can I still be fourth?
Sauber principal regrets dropping Roland.
Not massively. Ericsson wasn't a million miles away from him. They were just very lucky, I think, that Verline managed to get the best out of the Sauber at Spain when the car was doing well. Because if Verline wasn't there, Ericsson would have grabbed 10th. And I think it's difficult. I want Pascal Verline to get the Williams seat. I don't think it will happen. It needs to be Verline or Sirotkin in that Williams, judging on testing and previous experience. But I think he's off to DTM now, isn't it, confirmed for Pascal, which is a shame. But I hear that he's an absolute bitch to work with and is a bit of a diva. From paddock gossip. And that's why they chose Ocon at Force India, or one of the reasons. And maybe being at the back of the grid meant that Pascal kind of never really... You're supposed to mind your P's and Q's and get things going, but if he just got frustrated instead and went, oh, screw this, maybe that's why they don't draft him in to replace the Valtteri, who I think Williams was secretly hoping to have back. And maybe that would be the hilarious one of it all.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
5th. Nice. Maybe Bottas will go back to Williams and then Verline will end up in a Mercedes. That will make me giggle. It won't happen.
Your top three
Oh, Raikkonen.
Hamilton, Vettel, and Valtteri Bottas. Goodbye for now then, but
Good shout.
we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Very good shout, I think, actually. Right, so we're 5th on the grid. That's good. Ahead of Force India's, which is really good for us. Especially with Ocon, because that's our new rival. Raikkonen, I don't know what you were doing, mate, but that was a terrible lap. And that puts us in decent stead, I think, for the race. Now, last race, I used flashbacks and I hated myself for it. But I was getting really frustrated. I probably had a bit to drink. So, although I do have flashbacks available in the background, I generally try to never use them unless the AI go like super, super weird, which can happen under safety car sometimes. It's interesting now that that only counts for 1 point. Yes! Go on. Love me more for Renault. Right, what does Emma want? Come on,
Hello.
love.
I just wanted to pass on the team's
Ocon
expectations
vs
for this
H
race.
Milton 2019.
Hello, Fortin, Quebec. Ocon versus... I would like to see that. A lot. Especially if Red Bull...
Fucking safety car glitch.
Especially if Red Bull can be on par with Mercedes and Ferrari are up there as well. If you think of Hamilton and Ocon at Mercedes, Ricciardo and Verstappen hopefully still at Red Bull, and then Vettel and Leclerc at Ferrari 2019, I would be permanently enraged with an erection, I think, for every race. if those three teams were like really close together, and then if Force India were able to catch back up again, having Perez in there still, I'm not sure who I'd slot alongside him though. Renault on the up with Hulkenberg and Sainz closing back up to the main front, that'd be great. If it can continue to close up the grid. 2019 looks like being an absolute stonker of a year. I think 2018 will be interesting, but just like a slightly closer evolution of this year.
Stall for Force India.
No. Please no. Not unless he can show consistency. He's got speed and he's got talent, but he's as consistent as I am saying I'm going to go on a diet whilst I stand outside Greg's. Right, let's go to the race. My big worry here is the gearbox. I hope it lasts. Because if it doesn't, I'm going to cry. Well, not cry. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Right, I have to skip the cinematic because otherwise I'll get blocked worldwide by FOM. We know the drill.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid.
Yes,
Lewis
let's.
Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas,
Thanks.
Verstappen, a Renault, and Raikkonen,
Oh, he moves
Ocon,
up.
Fiat, Massa, and Daniel Ricciardo, Sainz, Hulkenberg, Roman Grosjean, and Magnussen, Stroll, Perez, Fernando Alonso, and Pascal Wehrlein. Ericsson and Stoffel Van Dorn completes the grid.
Oh,
Now it's almost
Sergio.
time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Oh, so cold.
Great starting position for us. Let's see if we can improve on that in the race.
Oh, Jeff, you want miracles.
Do you have a F1 steering wheel to race with?
Hi, Bradley. I'm not using an F1 wheel for this specific race. I do have a very old Logitech wheel that I use for PC as opposed to PlayStation. I do have. I'm in the market, I think, for maybe a G27, something like that, in the future. But the amount of I should do with the amount of sim racing that I do, but I want to do it and learn it properly. It was like when I first used PC games and I was using R Factor and stuff like that, I was literally the only person in the league that was driving with a keyboard and the arrow keys, and it was like, why are you doing this? And still being amazed to only being like 4 seconds off the pace, scraping in on 107% rules. And then when I moved up to controller, everyone was like, no, just get a wheel, just get a wheel. And I was like, nope, controller. And it made me slightly faster, but I'm aware that a wheel would make me faster still, but I'd need to practice with it like offline and away from the world, and then come back and not be so terrible. Just because I'm so ingrained. With driving the controller and setting a car up for a controller as well. So then I think if I actually had a wheel, I'd just be like donutting like a twit. Right, I'm going to go for tyres that are like that. I'm going to put on a little bit more extra fuel because I think I'll burn through it. And I always think tyre strategy is a moving feast depending on what the race is all about. Actually, Raikkonen 6th on those super softs.
Okay, our system checks are good.
Could
we need to stay
be.
in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Knowing how this game overpowers Raikkonen a little bit, he could be in a good position.
You're a good driver.
Oh, thank you, Bradley. I'm sure I'll prove you wrong at some point during this race. I'm generally I think I'm a fair driver. Because I'm so used to driving online with different leagues, and like 40 people on track driving F1 cars round like the Hungaro ring. It gets very messy. So I think there's a difference, though, Chib, between a good driver and a fast driver. I'm not fast, but I would say that I have good racecraft in general. I think I take the mickey a little bit with this because I know it's AI. But if I'm in a room full of other humans racing online, in general, I'm all right.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient.
AOR?
Watch for the
What's
lights.
that? Anyway, apologies. For about a lap or so, I'll be quite quiet, unless I'm screaming and crying for losing a front ring. Oh, Ocon, please have a drama. I don't think I can beat you on pace alone. Engage that clutch. Oh! Ah! Wow, Kimmy!
That start was okay. Now stay alert for threats around you.
Can we get him? Yes, we can. He was busy smacking Verstappen. Now the hope will be is that if his tyres aren't nearly as fast as mine, he'll be able to create a little bit of a buffer. But that car looks a wee bit faster. Oh, did Hamilton get Vettel off the line? Yes, he did. Oh, I think we're in trouble. Ooh, Bottas is getting Verstappen as well. Brotas? Bottas! 77 TAS. He needs to step it up next year, otherwise he'll be out on his ear, I think. Like, from any top team. I think Williams will have him back, and that'll be about it. He's doing a Fisichella. Oh, no, Kimmy, no!
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
I would have said... Yeah, actually, no, I will. Daniel Ricciardo is my favourite driver. I think I'd be quite lost if he wasn't in F1 at the moment. Alright, come on, Kimi. I don't want to do this fight. Oof.
Okay, you're approaching one of the Ferraris. Okay, distance to teammate, 8.1 seconds.
I don't think we're approaching a Ferrari at all. Raikkonen's looking very strong. We're going to have a Bottas problem though. Take that really weirdly because I knew I was going to get a track limits, so I was like, no, no, no.
I was behind Hamilton by 40 seconds. He was extending the gap, and Jeff was like, "You're approaching one of the Mercedes."
I love Jeff's sense of humour, but I would hate to go drinking with him in a pub. Ah, shit! No, no! That's like the first time I've spun at that corner for ages. I think I have. Didn't use a flashback. It's alright, we got this. We didn't pit though. Grosjean's been doing exceptionally well in this season of mine. I think he's like 7th in the championship and I've got no idea how. Oh my god. Sorry, Esteban. Ooh, that wash. Skiddy and scraffy.
Okay, clear.
Ooh, wonder what happened there. Someone's out. Oh, it's Pascal. The Princess Pascal is out of the race. Man, how are you doing that pace on those tyres? It looks like we're closing down on a Red Bull as well. I wonder if that's because they're busy battling with Bottas with the damaged wing.
Caution, caution.
Oh. Oh, Bottas! It is all going off.
At which position did he start?
Grosjean, I think he was about 12th or 13th, wasn't he?
We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one?
Jeff, not now.
Our gap behind is 2.7
Let's go
seconds.
push, smiling face with open mouth.
Got that confirmed. Green flag.
Okay, we've dropped our comp, that's good.
Our gap to our teammate is 7.8 seconds.
I tend to have to do a 3 or 4 stop around Austria.
I want to try and push this stint as long as I possibly can. Oh, it's a bit late. Ha! Wrong-footed you, Grosjean.
Full stop. Are you crazy?
That's called bad tyre management, chimp. Something which I know about all too well. Okay, come on. Next up's our Dutchie.
I push my tires very hard.
I don't think that Verstappen car is running quite on all 4 cylinders.
Let's go chummy boys smiling face with open mouth.
Our gap to first place is 11.0 seconds.
I don't now decide to be interested in what I'm up to now, Verstappen. Go away. That was a complete mistake.
Did you create that helmet, or is it a mod?
No, I created it in the the...
Raikkonen's taken the lead.
Oh, Raikkonen's in the lead. What? No, the helmet was created in the character creation menu at the beginning. Wider than a fat
Gap to
lady.
car in front is 5.3 seconds.
Buggy, don't break the front wing.
Thanks. Famous last words. Ooh, nearly. Just hooked it slightly on the apex. What have they done to Kimi Raikkonen's car? He's on the slower tyres. Ooh, sniffy. Don't worry about Kimi, worry about yourself, mate. I was going to say, I can feel the car getting slippy. Oh, Grosjean. My little pity for Lou.
Super softs.
Great, because these tyres are minging. I feel like I can't quite get the pickup out of the corners properly.
Okay, gap ahead is 7.5 seconds.
Wow, we really are losing out.
What are your computer settings?
This is the PlayStation 4. So no settings at all for the actual thing. I'm running on 80
Raikkonen's out in front.
difficulty, I think. Or 85? One of the two. So I know it's not the most challenging difficulty out there in the world, but just did not want to turn that turn round.
Your pit window is now open. The
Good.
gap to teammate is 16.7 seconds.
You play on gamepad.
Yep. And just on the PS4 controller. Hence why I'm terrible at Assetto Corsa.
Okay, we're ready for you. Box this lap.
It's comfortable.
Okay, we're in. I find it comfortable. I do find, although it's because it's freezing cold, that my fingers do go a bit numb sometimes, which is what's happening at the moment.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
Right, don't do what you did in practice. He's extra slow. But we'll beat out the K-Mag. That will do me. Ooh, Massa, you're having a terrible time. Grip. Hallelujah.
The gap to the car behind is 1.6 seconds.
I'm back. What I miss?
Just a pit stop. And me diving back past Musa.
Did you break your front wing leaving the pits?
No, we're fine.
Our gap to the car in
That's
front
Perez
is
out the way.
1.8 seconds.
Verstappen's gone long on his ultra softs. I wonder if we pitted a wee bit too early. And may suffer the consequences later. Go on, Hulkenberg. You can pass Stroll, who doesn't seem to know how to drive. What was going on there? These two are going really slowly. Oh, this could actually hurt me. Oh, I knew that was going to happen.
Nico is in the pits.
No, Max. Oh, he's gone ultras. He's going to really struggle on
So
tyre
the gap
wear.
to our teammate is 1.9 seconds.
No Lance. Lance a not. Not Lance a lot. I wonder if Max is going for a 3-stopper and we're going 2.
Million spectators attended F1 races in 2017, an increase of 8% from 2016, according to official figures.
Oh, that's good. Like, F1 fans do love to moan, but I thoroughly enjoyed this season. The cars looked great. They were faster. They seemed more
The
just
gap
on
to the
point.
leader is 44.3
Good rivalry
seconds.
between teams, up and down the field. Not a driver really that shouldn't have been there on any kind of vague merit at all, past Palmer. Although even Palmer got there on merit. He just didn't perform. I just need 2 or 3 more teams back on the grid, and then I will be delightful with all things Formula 1 again. Also, did you notice Ross Brawn talking about how he wants to change a few of the circuits around? And Abu Dhabi is up for discussion, as in track layout, because there has never been a good race. There's never been tons of racing and good racing around Abu Dhabi. Often enough. I think sometimes, like down the lower end of the field, you get good racing, but yeah, they're looking at changing the layout of the track, which will be interesting if they do. As long as they don't change it to shades of Bahrain 2010 with that awful layout. Oh yeah, DRS baby.
Azerbaijan saw a 58% increase in attendance.
Oh, Carlos, you're hitting me. Get out. I know that was an unorthodox move, but you were going very slowly. Ricardo.
Car ahead has come in to put on the ultra soft tyre. Car ahead is now running ultra softs.
Okay. I was going to say Ricardo can't still be out there on the
Not
first
the first
end.
time you've said that win.
I thought you enjoyed my cock jokes. Ooh, Verstappen. be a problem. He's on fire. Not really fast enough to keep him behind, I don't think.
The gap to the car ahead is 9.7 seconds.
I don't think that's 9.7 seconds. Wow, that was bombing it.
Williams have opened talks with Renault, according to the driver's representatives.
Williams have denied that though. Oh yes, we're going to beat Grosjean. Not by far though. I do like Oliver Rowland though.
People deny everything until something's believed.
I can't remember how old Ollie Rowland is. For the Martini sponsorship issue with someone needing to be over 25. Because if that was the thing, then you would just go for Pascal, wouldn't you? As a known quantity.
He's 25.
Okay, distance to
Okay.
teammate, 19.3 seconds.
And he's British, which would help that team out. I don't know. Oh, Verstappen's going for it. No. Putting me off.
The distance to the leader is 35.1 seconds.
Oh, he hit me again. Dutchy boy, no. Ooh. I think the problem for Ollie Rowland is Charles Leclerc. Because that man has... Oh my Christ! What a move! Even I have to take my hat off to that. thought I'd done enough. And then the other problem for Ollie Rowland is going to be George Russell, who won GP3, came up into GP2 at Abu Dhabi and didn't do a bad job at all. That was a weird glitch.
Cars SSS with tag control.
Don't know what that was, sorry. Monsieur Quebec.
Gap to car in front is 1.6 seconds.
I think tyre wear may come into play though for Verstappen. He's either going to be 3-stopping or brassic on grip at the end of this stint. So I'm not going to cry about that too much just yet. Oh, I will cry about my racing lines though. That was awful. Teammate.
Nico's in P10 at the moment. Our
Ooh.
gap to our teammate is 19.2 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. The time last lap was a 1:12.8.
Weather report.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
Keep current.
Okay, copy that.
I wish that Jeff would be able to do like race
Okay, gap
rundowns.
ahead is 3.2 seconds.
So that I know what else is going on in the race.
Haas and Maserati.
We can talk about Haas and Maserati. I don't know where this link up has come from. I know that they're kind of linked with Ferrari and all of that kind of stuff. It would be an interesting business model, and I wouldn't be against seeing a Haas Maserati. I'm not quite sure. Like, how does that tie up? Does Gene Haas then get to supply inner working parts for Maserati to show that there's an actual like business join up as opposed to it just being names and brands, or are they quite happy to just stick with names and brands? It's an interesting ploy.
Our gap to the car in front is 4.3 seconds. You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
Driver behind.
Grosjean is behind you. The gap behind us is 3.4 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 12.3.
I also really don't like the Haas Maserati Sean Ball liveries.
I think it's quite embarrassing that teams are getting big sponsors for 2018 and then we're just last Hugo Boss.
I need to stop running wide at that corner. Hugo Boss has been around for a very long time in Formula One though. They used to be a Mercedes brand, like kind of side by side,
Behind is 2.0 seconds.
when they were at McLaren. Sponsors jump in and out of ship. No one's ever really in bed together like permanently forever. Especially when there's still talk of like Global Recession Part 2, The Revenge. People need to kind of hedge their bets a wee bit. And I can see Hugo Boss kind of doing some really horrible, like, Hamilton personal sponsorship instead. Can we also talk about the fact that he arrived to get his award for the championship in a granny cardigan? It looked awful. I swear I've seen like curtains that would look better. It's a black tie event, you don't turn up in
The gap to the
curtains.
car ahead is 6.8 seconds.
It'd be great if Petronas stopped sponsoring Renault. He looked awful. Max, though, in the suit, looked great.
Well, there was big rumours around Petronas no longer sponsoring Mercedes. I thought that was already kind of like a thing that was going to happen, because they stop at the end of next year. Because that's also mildly tied to why the Malaysian Grand Prix's gone at the end of this year. They get more, if not the same amount of money through the door for MotoGP. B, the fees lost, and C, Petronas aren't going to be around so much.
There was because a renewal wasn't there.
Oh, okay. I thought they were going at the end of next year. Oh, Grosjean and Ocon are coming at me. Feel a little bit sitting duck like. Oh no, Grosjean.
Malaysian State Oil and Gas firm Petronas has signed a multi-year extension to its title sponsorship of Formula One champions Mercedes despite
Okay. Well, that's good. I remember them when they used to be Sauber's sponsor.
20.9 seconds.
Because they'd make those early 2000, late 1990 Saubers look gorgeous. Back when Sauber was the red... before, well, after Sauber lost Red Bull as like their big sponsor. Hence the circle of life.
I wasn't born in the 1990s, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, thanks for making me feel old. Whoever said that? I bet that was Chim. I knew it would be. Uh-oh, I spy a proximity marker.
As you are.
Okay, we're going to have to do battle with the Frenchie.
Okay,
Is that
gap to
Verstappen?
leader,
No.
48.9 seconds.
Oh, that was awful. I think we're in trouble. Yeehaw!
lap to car in front is 9.9 seconds.
It's that corner. It's exiting that corner. I'm not very good at that chicane. I go into deep.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the super softs.
I think I might need to stretch these tyres another extra lap or so because I'm worried that they'll pop. No, Roman. Wow, Seb.
Approaching the pit window, putting on the double glazed extra harness.
Looks like Ricardo has just entered the pits.
That's Ricardo on super softs. No Grosjean, no. Ooh, what did we didn't hit? I don't think. I think he just went a bit weird. I can imagine him on the team radio. What is that English dude doing? These brakes, man, these brakes. The car gone wrong.
Has destroyed Grosjean's future.
I'd argue FOM's team radio has destroyed his future. Oh, what are you doing? Good, hold up Grosjean just as badly. What was that? Right, how many laps do we have? Now I'm conscious I pitted a lap or two before Grosjean, so I'm going to extend this stint out maybe one more lap.
Pit in.
Because then that will let me use more of the tyres. Ooh, second track limits. We've done so well, we've not got a penalty yet. This may not stay this way.
Okay, gap ahead is 5.1 seconds. losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
Also Ferrari.
We're seeing minor damage to the front wing. Be easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse. Nico has come into the pits. Nico is in the pits now.
Right, a bit of a bastard move, but tough. This is the tyre limit, but I was worried that this would happen at the end of the race, whereas I feel like I can, if I can hold up people now, then where their tyre life is going to be ending and being quite tragic, we will be okay. Forza Ferrari.
What was that man doing? Honestly.
Release.
I'm releasing! Here goes Perez.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Alright, I think... Oh, okay.
Blue flag.
Well, that works nicely.
That bitch still in DRS.
He did. Damn it. Oh, and you got a fastest lap off it.
6.3
From my troubles. This car feels different on this tyre. Something's not quite right. I hope the gearbox is still okay.
So the gap to our teammate is 18.5 seconds. Our gap behind is 12.5 seconds.
Okay, so we've sorted out Ocon. Let's do some rich 3.
We've been awarded a
Ah,
time
you
penalty.
cock.
Go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
The annual penalty.
Well, it wouldn't be a race with me if it wasn't one, was there? It's because I don't seem to be able to change it off of is it realistic or strict? Whatever the most harshest version of it is.
At least you were in DSQ.
is true. Where are you, Perez? 6 seconds up the road.
It's in race settings.
No, when you're in championship mode, it doesn't seem to let you change it once you've confirmed a championship, if that makes sense. It's stuck. Ooh, Kvyat, hello.
Blue flag.
Not yet.
We're not racing the car behind. Let them past when you
Career
can.
mode with no assists.
Almost no assists. Ooh, crumbs. I think I have a little bit of traction control, and that's it.
You have to go on to the menu, then go into career mode, but don't start up career mode. Go into the race settings from there.
Oh, okay. Thank you, thank you. Because that one setting has cost me so many points, and I swear that the AI are not given the exact same like level of punishment at all. Ooh, Grosjean's gone for ultras. I thought he might, the little whippersnapper.
That's what I had to do when I changed difficulty levels.
Right, the car behind has come in to put on the ultra soft tyre. That's the car behind, now on the ultra softs.
Right, will Grosjean survive? And those ultras, I wonder. Oh, it's Ericsson.
I will survive. I'm a survivor.
A Saviva. Love it. Oh, you're going to do what Van Dorn did, aren't you? Oh no, you're slightly further back. That's good.
Some information on Verstappen. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Yes! Please mean that means that you're going to be going very slowly for the next 20 laps. And that gives me some vague hope of catching you back up again. I can't tell if Perez needs to
car ahead is 8.2
pit again.
seconds.
I think he does. I think Perez needs to
Blue
pit.
flag, blue flag.
It ends a McLaren Honda. Surely, the ends used to going slowly.
Kimmy. Drive road front.
Repeat that. There's interference.
Driver in front. Jeff. Driver in front.
Perez ahead. Gap to car in front is 8.7 seconds. They're on old super softs. The time last lap was a 1:11.6.
I have a phobia of turn 2 on this game. Too easy to spin in this year's game. Can't accelerate in 2016.
Well, I don't think I've driven a terrible race, but I feel a little bit shortchanged if I'm going to end up 8th. And it's down to the my tyre wear and the tyre options that I've had to take. The spin obviously did not help. But ultimately, I think I've held up Grosjean enough to kind of have that all even out. And so I think I just end up probably closer to 7th than 8th. So I feel a little bit meh. If this is going to be where we finish, that's why I'm hoping that Verstappen will run into problems. I was kind of hoping that Perez still needed to pit.
Penalties than McLaren had on the grid this year.
I'm not that bad.
Okay, gap ahead is 9.8 seconds.
How did Perez leapfrog us all so well? Hang on.
No, not bad. Awful. Jokes.
Okay, distance to teammate 22.0 seconds.
I think Grosjean's going to get us anyway.
Brake check him. Make him pit.
No! I'm not that harsh. I like to drive with integrity, sir.
Our gap to the car in front is 8.6 seconds.
Alright, Perez has got round Verstappen. That means that 6th, which will end up being 7th, is on the cards, depending on what Grosjean's going to do. Oh, you little schnauzer. Or schnitzel. We're in Austria. Or strudel. He could be a little strudel. Oh, crumbs. Well scooped up. He's going to go for it. I know he is.
My work's Christmas meal tonight. What a night to pick with the snow.
Haha.
I don't think roasting is a crumb.
Now I quite fancy an apple strudel. It's a terrible one. No Roman. Remain Roman. Here we
The gap
go.
to the car ahead is 2.9 seconds.
And I want JC 4 PM, but that ain't happening yet.
Come on, Max, baby. Oh, Vettel's out from the lead.
Yellow flag.
Well, from, was he second or third? No, he was leading, wasn't he? Shit. Drama.
Okay, clear.
Quite why we've got DRS, I've got no idea. That's huge. Right, can I get DRS off Verstappen? Yes, I can. Okay, let's see if I can do this in one fell swoop. Right, go, 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 go.
I just broke the liking system. I spammed the like button, and it decided to go from 1 to 2 30 times, then 2 to 3, then 1 to 2, then 2 to 3. I died.
Thank
The
you.
gap to car in front is 8.6 seconds. We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
In a minute.
Hamilton has the lead.
Right, so it's clearly an engine problem that Verstappen has because I can't. The DRS is keeping him with me. Let's do some. I was catching you like a moose, and now that you're right up behind me, I can't get rid of you. Ooh, Ocon's
Okay,
out.
the safety car is out. The safety car
Oh, of
is
course
out.
the fucking
Need to
safety
warm up and
car's
reduce the
out.
pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive.
Oh, that's going to absolutely ruin my race.
Review.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
There we go. So that means essentially I will probably now be about 10th or 11th on track. God's sake. It always does this. Every race. I'm hoping I was meant to pass the safety car. Yes, good. What a nightmare.
Turn south Colonina off.
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
No, I do like having the safety car on. It's just it's the problem with the penalties and its harshness for giving me a penalty for cutting the track, but not really caring too much about the fact that I've actually lost time doing that. Hopefully though, if it only stays out for 3 laps, this looks so all over. Oh no, we're okay. Hopefully. I mean, I can run mix 3 all the way round, which will be fine. Ooh, what drama's going on there? Why are you now all 2 abreast? This doesn't look happy. This looks angry. They're all overtaking each other. Sort yourselves out! Stroll and Magnussen having a proper Barney. There's someone else ahead as well.
Looks like a clusterfuck.
Oh, it's Perez. Perez and Ricciardo swapping positions. So literally, it's the leading 2 on the lap, and then everyone else behind. But if Stroll's 11th, that must mean that even with 3 seconds worth of penalties, I will still score a point. But this is going to be a horrible, horrible, horrible restart. You can tell, can't you? So bear with me. We'll do what we always do with a safety car restart. We'll mid-session save it. Because we all remember what happened at China. Where Saubers kept on trying to smash into me.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again.
Oh, there we go. I'm not having that.
That's more dirty than a flashback.
You've knocked the front wing. The damage only looks minor, but you'll need to take it easy to avoid making the problem worse.
Oh my god, this is going to be horrible. Why are you ghosting me out?
The track is clear. Green flag.
Alright, let's go, 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 go.
You are still going low.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Those Williamses are going to smack each other.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.5 seconds.
Right, hopefully that caused enough carnage to... Okay. here. We're going to place 9th, I think. Perez going for podiums.
Penultimate lap.
Oh yeah, we're lapped, aren't we? Where does that put us? Where does that put us? Where does that put us? 7th? 8th! Oh! That's so frustrating. God damn you penalties.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win.
Did you have penalty?
Anthony,
Only a
what
3
do you think made
seconds.
the difference here?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection.
Oh, did they, Anthony
There are so many
Davidson?
factors
Did
to
they
worry about
really?
Once the race is neutralised, I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer
Also
all of those
Mercedes.
questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened
Oh,
today.
Grosjean looks a bit Chinese there for a second. I think he's back
So
to
as I
me.
say that, we can see the drivers coming out now.
Oh,
to collect their
Perez on the
trophies.
podium.
It's yet
Well
more
done.
silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix.
AP fuck this.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Sergio Perez. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
On to the constructors
Well,
then. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.
So Hamilton trouncing everyone again. Raikkonen doing well. Perez on the podium. Red Bull looked a bit rubbish. Grosjean still punching well above his weight. As did Kvyat. That's a good run by him. But we beat Hulkenberg. Yes! Go into team battle. Massa grabbed the last point. Ahead of Stroll, Magnussen. Alonso was close.
Not bad.
But no cigar. Sainz, Van Dorn, Ericsson. Then our retirements. Oh, Stroll did get Alonso collision with safety car. Now that I'd have liked to have seen. Okay, let's take a look at the standings then. So Kimi moves up to 2nd, Verstappen up to 4th, Grosjean up to 8th, we stay 10th. What could have been? Kvyat beats Stroll. And Haas moves ahead of Williams. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I don't think there's a little time trial-y thing after this race. Oh. Got numb fingers, it's so cold. And you're gripping the controller like, ah! Makes me all go numb. Ocon didn't finish the race though, did
That's
he?
why you get heating.
Nice. Oh, Williams like me all of a sudden.
What are going to update?
I've already put in an update for tyre wear for the next round.
His life.
My life is beautiful, thank you. So yeah, we have some tyre wear ready for the next round, which will be next week, probably. So yeah, everyone will take care. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. Thanks for watching here on Higher Plane Games. Subscribe if you liked what you saw. I do a video every single day, but it's not always racing, just to
Grinning
pre-warn.
face with smiling eyes.
Doodle pips. Bye! Oh, my controller was just about to run out of juice as well. That was good.